it's Pete here from the Pain Toolkit, and yes, I'm back here with Casey Knapton. Good morning to you, Casey. How are you today?
Hi, Pete. Feeling good, thank you.
Great stuff. Hey, listen, I contacted you the other day, and I thought it'd be useful to do a very quick video about what we've been up to over the summer period. First off, I'm not being impressed with the weather. It's cut down a lot of my biking time out there. But I think, as you know, pain don't just stop. It's a 365-day-a-year problem, I guess, for a lot of people. But I thought it'd be a bit useful for viewers and listeners to hear about what we've been up to and what's coming up, what sort of things we're going to be doing over the coming weeks and months. So tell me a little bit about what you've been up to so far over the summer.
Right, thank you, Pete. Yeah, no, I've been continuing my collaboration with Boots, who have developed a health hub site which has various different provisions of services. But as PhysioFast Online, we're also trying to provide more information actually on the website about sort of self-management and informative care. So recently we actually did a video, and that was on incontinence, raising awareness, because 400 million people worldwide suffer from this. It's a huge problem, and also trying to promote that actually a lot of people can, with the right information and exercises, can actually help this problem. So we did quite a professional video, so it hasn't come out yet, but I will let you know when it does. And then on other ways, I've also recently done a talk through IASP, and that was on continuing a pain management program with long COVID. So obviously this is increasingly becoming an issue for people, and I was just trying to advise people on how to manage that, and they've been doing some excellent work and talks on this.
Can you tell me a little bit more, or tell us a bit more about that talk you did for IASP? For those people that are not sure about IASP, what it means, it's the International Association for the Study of Pain. By the way, not thanks, but well done for getting on there, because I don't just pick anybody, So obviously, you must have thought a lot of you, for getting on there. But did the other speakers in there, what was their messages from other parts of the world? I'm not sure where they was from. Was it Canada and Brazil? Did you say, or something the other day?
Yeah, so we had a doctor from Canada and also a Brazilian doctor, and Shireen Gilbert, who's actually English as well, but she's a patient speaking in terms of her own consequences of having long COVID, as well as having ongoing persistent pain problems. So really we did an overview of more acute presentations. So some of the doctors have been working in ITU, and they were talking more of pain regimes, and then the rest of it was more on a self-management trajectory, but also trying to point out potentially when there was necessity of medical intervention. So when did we think that using a saturation monitor or a heart rate monitor was useful, and when it might not be. So I think it led to some interesting discussion. And again, it is something that's a bit of a changing field, because presentations are changing all the time, and there's such a wide ranging presentation, but it's incredibly difficult for people with any sort of long-term illness already to then cope with this on top. And like any post-viral problem, it does have a really big knock-on effect on people's lives.
I'm just going to follow on from that, actually, because over the summer I was involved in a project that was being run by a European organisation called VR for Rehab, and it was about the building like an app, an informational app for people with long COVID who had respiratory problems, And the group that I was in with, I think it might have been about, there's a few healthcare professionals, but also the technical dudes as well, the ones that build apps and VR and stuff like that. And it was run by the leader of it was called really nice fella from Ireland, John McVeigh. And anyway, within the app that they developed, they actually used, the COVID site that you and me developed early part of this year. It's on on the website. I'll give a link to that later on. But they actually used the 12 tools from our COVID site to within their VR app and etc. So I was really surprised by that, but really pleased as well. They're using self-management material. But Yeah, I mean, I think this COVID thing now, I was listening on the news this morning, I think the government don't want to lock down again. So they're talking about it's something that we've just got to get on with, like, etc. I mean, how that's going to work out, I don't know, like, Is there anything else you've been up to, Katie, or is that about it? Is that the main stuff?
Well, that's probably the main. I'm doing some talks with independent pharmacies as well to, promote their customers' health and well-being, and that they've got a trusted source if they need to in terms of going for physiotherapy, that we can help support them for the company that I'm set up called PhysioFast Online. So it's, again, just trying to promote well-being, good information, evidence-based work, and I continue to do that with lots of others companies as well at the moment.
Well, this is Pain Awareness Month in September, and I think the IS, International Association for the Study of Pain, they've nominated September as being a Pain Awareness Month. A lot of I've seen a lot of traffic on social media, people posting stuff there about what people can do, self-managing and stuff like that, or supported self-management as we call it. I know that I mean, it's just so important because I've always seen pain management as being like it's always been the bridesmaid and never the bride, like, when it comes to healthcare, it seems to be an afterthought, and I'm still, I think we both are banging that drum where we're trying to get medical schools to include self-management concepts, teach the students self-management stuff, because I'm still getting it now. People are coming out from the students who have contacted me and wanting to know about self-management, and I'm saying, well, why didn't you learn this in med school? But it wasn't on the curriculum. So I know some med schools have really stepped up a lot and doing it, but there's more out there than there needs to be more tuition while they're in training. Pain Toolkit's been, say, over the summer period, bit of a quiet period. As you know, the NHS seems to goes on holiday to some sort of degree, but I've still been busy. And I suppose the main thing I've been working with is with Teesside University on the Pain Toolkit VR cafe, the virtual reality cafe. And over the summer period, I've been testing it with people with pain, and they really like it. And the feedback I've had so far is that for some people like being an avatar, they don't, like what we're doing here where people see your faces and whatnot. They like being an avatar. And I've asked people, why is that? And they say because they feel that when people see them, they could be judgmental if they're overweight, if they're lying in bed or something like that. I mean, I remember one person who was on the one we were trialing it. They struggled to get out of bed, so they actually took part while they was in bed. But and that's why they like being an avatar, But the feedback has been very, very good, and hopefully we're going to be trialing it with more groups of people with pain over the autumn period as well. And the main concept of it really is really a place to go. It's like an educational virtual reality place, the cafe. Like most cafes, you go there and meet up with people. And what we want to do is make it like a hub so people can go there, even if they're not part of even after the workshop, etc., and hang out there. So that's really the main thing I've been up to anyway, really. And I think there's a more exciting stuff ahead to come. I'm going to be doing some presenting at Coventry University soon, and also a couple of other unis as well. Can't tell you about them yet because this still wasn't been firmed up. But I think, as I say, a lot of learning places now are getting switched on, that they want to tell their students a bit more about supportive self-management. But look, there's a lot of people out there just like me who have got that lived experience, and if you are someone from a university watching this, or a decision maker, etc., start involving people with that lived experience, because you know what, we've got tons of information because we've gone from one, living with pain to self-managing it. And, we've got a fantastic story to tell. So, Katie, what's coming up in the future, baby? What's happening?
what is happening. Yeah, so I'm talking at the Physiotherapy UK conference. I think that's in November, and I think, yes, I've got some tentative dates for some other talks coming up as well. And like you, just driving forward that, you know, self-management isn't that add-on, it's essential part of treatment for patients, and I'm trying to promote that to clinicians all over the nation and worldwide if we can, because it is vital and it is underplayed and not recognised enough, and that huge importance to move away from that biomedical model that we're all still a little bit stuck in.
What's coming up for me? Well, I'm going to be working, as you know, I'm going to be working with you on a new sort of concept. We haven't got a name for it yet, but it's going to be a 10-day self-management concept. Now, that's a little bit wetting your whistle there, viewers and listeners. We're still, the ink's still wet on it. You know, we're still sort of putting it together, but it's something that hasn't been done before. So I'm hoping to, well, myself and Katie are going to be working on it, and I'm hoping to get my good buddy over there in Canada into action with me, Keith Meldrum, getting me involved in it, getting cracking, and see where we go with it. Listen, I'll tell you a little bit more about it in another video when we sort of put a bit more meat on the bone, as they say. Apologies if you're a vegetarian. Bit more flesh on the pumpkin. And listen, Kate, it's been good catching up and everything. Viewers, thanks for watching. Listeners, if you're listening on SoundCloud, thanks for tuning in. And again, any take-home messages, Katie, before we sign off?
Just the old push for the old self-management. Keep that voice going, keep it alive, keep pushing it.
Before we, I mean, I'll tell you what is, before we do sign off, Adam Meakins. Now, I've been watching him over the summer because he had a bit of a setback with his weights and lifting business and whatnot. And I think he prolapsed a disc. Am I right in that? He prolapsed a disc?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what got him better? Self-management, you know? Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I was watching, it was amusing sometimes watching the post that his colleagues were sending him to about, you've got to go and see this one, you better get that tested and stuff like that, you know. But because Adam knew about self-management, he was sticking with it. Yeah, he was having some sleepless nights. I thought, well, join the club, brother. Because, and that's what most people were paying at. But, you know, he's got first-hand experience. But hats off to him. He stuck with it. And, you know, he's got himself back on track. So another shout out for self-management again. So, Katie, have a nice day. I hope everybody's well out there. See you again soon on another Pain Toolkit video with myself and Katie. Take care, guys. Be cool and groovy. Ciao. Bye.